Young in the Restless spoilers Friday, October 11th reveal Phyllis is determined to save her son from murder. Known for her fierce loyalty to her family, she will stop at nothing to protect her son Daniel and granddaughter Lucy. But lately, the weight of the world seems to be weighing heavily on her shoulders. Daniel lost his lover Heather Stevens in a mysterious disappearance, and Lucy is caught up in the emotional turmoil of losing her stepmother. The pain Phyllis feels for her family is unbearable. Worse still, there are whispers that Daniel may have had something to do with Heather's death. Phyllis knows better. She knows Daniel is innocent, but proving it to the world is a whole other challenge. As the legal system tightens its grip on Daniel, Phyllis becomes more determined. She will uncover the truth, no matter how far she has to go or who she has to face along the way. Sharon Newman, Daniel's former stepmother, has become the prime suspect in Phyllis' mind. Phyllis can't shake the feeling that Sharon has something to do with Heather's disappearance. The tension between the two women is palpable. Sharon's erratic behavior, history of questionable decision-making, and relationship with Daniel all make her a potential villain. There's something too convenient about the way Sharon keeps herself separate from the case but still close enough to criticize Daniel. Determined to clear Daniel's name, Phyllis takes matters into her own hands. She's never been one to sit back and wait for the truth to come to her. Phyllis begins her own investigation, following leads, digging up evidence, and piecing together a story that exposes Sharon's role in the case. She can't shake the feeling that Sharon orchestrated everything, from Heather's disappearance to framing Daniel. As Phyllis digs deeper into her investigation, she discovers discrepancies in Sharon's timeline and behavior. There are witnesses who remember Sharon being near Heather's apartment the night she disappeared, and there are reports of heated arguments between Sharon and Heather in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. Phyllis begins to see a clear path forward, but there is a catch: Sharon has no memory of what happened. Sharon's memory loss, timely and suspiciously selective, only heightens Phyllis' suspicions. It's almost too perfect. Sharon can't remember anything about the night Heather disappeared, but her actions afterward were calculated and precise. Phyllis knows Sharon is hiding something, and it's only a matter of time before she figures it out. But Phyllis is no ordinary investigator. Her passion for justice, combined with her ruthless determination, drove her to take unconventional paths. If the system wouldn't help her, she would bend it to her will. Phyllis began stalking Sharon, watching her every move, waiting for her to make a mistake. But Sharon was slippery, too slippery. It was as if Sharon anticipated Phyllis's every move, always one step ahead. Phyllis's frustration exploded. Her desperation to clear Daniel's name grew with each passing day, and soon it became something more, an obsession. She could no longer afford to be passive. If she had to confront Sharon directly, she would. And if that meant resorting to drastic measures, so be it. One fateful evening, Phyllis decided to take matters into her own hands in a way no one expected. With nerves of steel and a mind driven by revenge, she lured Sharon into a trap. Sharon, unsuspecting of Phyllis' true intentions, followed her to a secluded cabin on the outskirts of town. The cabin was far from the prying eyes of the public, far from anyone who could interfere. Phyllis locked the door behind them, her heart pounding in her chest. At first, Sharon seemed confused, but that confusion quickly turned to fear as Phyllis approached her with a cold, calculating gaze. "I know what you did, Sharon," Phyllis said, her voice shaking with controlled rage. "I know you're the one who set Daniel up, and I'm going to make you confess." Sharon, eyes wide and frightened, backed away from Phyllis, her hands shaking as she tried to explain her forgetfulness, her confusion about what had happened to Heather. But Phyllis didn't believe it. To her, Sharon is nothing more than a liar, someone who played her cards perfectly to ruin Daniel's life. Another unknown threat lurking in the shadows sends shivers down Phyllis' spine. She's so focused on revenge that she doesn't realize the full scope of the conspiracy she's facing. But one thing's clear: Phyllis won't stop until she finds out the truth. Whether Sharon is innocent or guilty, Phyllis will tear apart every lie, every deception. Subscribe to Yonder for the latest news.